Hi, this is Joanne Phillips, and I'm here for the U.S. Press Association today. And it's a hot summer day here in the Baked Apple, as I call it, here in Manhattan. And I want to say a breath of fresh air has blown in here from the Windy City in Chicago, and it's musician Matt LeGrand. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, Joanne. Just happy to be on this earth another day. And I like the baked apple reference. I've never heard that. I like that.
I say a lot of things that people have never heard before, but you can quote me.
Yeah. It's fantastic to be here. I love this city. I find something new every time when I come through, and it's such a big pleasure to be.
How long are you here in Manhattan?
Till Thursday.
Okay,
We
so
got the
it's
big
a couple of days.
Yeah, we got the big performance Wednesday night.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
All right,
We're gonna talk
all
about
right.
that. That's fine. Okay. So, I did some research. I'm going to read, look at some notes here because I just like to be as accurate as possible.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you're a wonderful, I would say, pop music artist.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I have to, right off the bat, I do want to congratulate you on your new single, which is 1200 AM.
12:00 a.m.
12:00 a.m.
Yeah.
Where we know we can ask five people and we can get five different ways of saying it.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to say it?
12:00 a.m.
12:00 a.m.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
And that's the follow-up to your successful 2017 debut hit, which was All Good.
All good. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I can't believe 12 a.m. is finally out. Like the recording process, we recorded it maybe like 8 months ago.
Okay.
So there's kind of that strange limbo always when, between finishing it and releasing it.
Sure.
And, I can't believe it's finally out.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm so
it's
happy
a
is.
crazy process.
It is.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and it's like giving birth to some new creative project. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's
Yes,
amazing when
yes.
it's all
And,
done.
I created it with a great team in Atlanta. One of the producers goes by the name of Black Elvis.
Yes.
Elvis Williams.
Yes.
Done, Beyonce, Fergie, Ciara. That was just such a joy working with him. I mean, getting in there and studying him. And this song was a collaboration, and it was tailor-made for me to tell the story. And I'm so happy that I can. And I can't wait for Wednesday night. We've been rehearsing.
You
And
can't talk about Wednesday yet. I'm going to talk about it.
I'm
Okay.
excited, Joanne.
So, but I do want to talk a little bit about you, and that's why I'm going to refer to some of these notes. So, you're born in Chicago,
Born in Chicago.
raised
Yep.
as a small child in France,
Absolutely.
and then at age 7, your family moved back to Chicago. So, I want to know, were there any influences from the time that you were in France that actually helped shape you as a person as you are today, and or your music?
Absolutely. It's something that I'm still figuring out today. What culture, which side has me, And at the end of the day, I always come back to I'm both. I'm a citizen of both,
Right.
and coming here to the U.S. was quite a culture shock because these places, Chicago and New York, were unimaginable to me. I lived in a small suburban town right outside of Paris called Vaucresson, and it was about 20 minutes outside near Versailles, Chateau Versailles.
Beautiful.
And, I had my residence that I lived with. All my friends were there. My boulangerie, my bakery was right across the street, and my school was right next door. So that was my world.
Sure.
Those three places, that was my world for 6 years. And, of course, we'd go into Paris. But coming here was such a big shock. And I didn't know any English. French was my first language. And I kind of have to my brother's 3 years older, so I had to whisper in his ears. And he'd translate things for me.
Okay.
I don't know if everything he said was quite accurate, but yeah. So that was the kind of the big culture shock, and we went to a French American school for 2 years, and then my brother and I were fully in the American system.
And obviously, you still speak it, but you're bilingual.
I'm bilingual,
Right,
yes.
okay.
But the cool thing is that if I want to sound American, I could sound American. If I want to sound French, I could sound French. So I kind of retain the accents, so to say.
Are you still a multi-instrumentalist? I know there was some guitar and drums in there.
Absolutely, yes. So I can hold a drum beat. I play guitar very well. My main is singing, of course. And I kind of know basics. Like, I know my piano chords. I'm self-taught. I could pick up a bass, very similar to guitar. So if I want to record something on my own, on my laptop, I can have the ability to do that. I have the ability. So
Right. So you're a one-man studio, basically.
I can be if I want to.
Well,
and
that's
every
excellent.
single day I'm training and trying to get better. The hard thing is I didn't grow up reading music, and that's something I'd really like to do today. And it's very hard to learn when I went to basically YouTube University. I was just self-taught, and
college years, I believe, is that when you develop your own, like a signature sound and style?
Yeah, I'd say college years, but I didn't really go to college. I went for a semester. So I didn't make it a full year. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to study, and I knew I knew I wanted to do something with music, but I'd say I was a little too afraid to take it on and study it in school.
Okay.
So I chose things that weren't music, and I wasn't wanting to learn. I didn't want to learn whatever I was studying, so I dropped out. Well,
your heart and your passions weren't in that place.
Absolutely.
Right. So,
absolutely.
So that's understandable.
And now I have thoughts about going to school and finding different passions.
You can always get an education, no matter how old you are.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
That's the amazing part.
I listened to your new single, and I know I do want to say right off the bat that it's impossible to listen to this without moving. I could not stand still, unless I listened to it about 10 times. As a drummer and bass player, so I'm the rhythm.
You play drums and bass?
Oh yeah. Well, it's not about me, but I'm playing drums since I'm 7, and I'm a Hartke endorsed. Hi, Larry Hartke. I'm a Hartke endorsed rock bass player. Oh sure. Yes.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's
my band's in its
form
41st year.
something.
That sounds good to me. I'm going to see how you
Take
can
the
hold
show
the
on the
beat.
road.
We'll see.
Come on.
Okay. But let's talk about you. I could talk about me all day. Well, we could do this. Once, I interviewed someone who actually he could take this, which was I won't say his name, but take it. And I was talking and interviewing him just as an aside here, and he took the mic and he started interviewing me, and it was like, I went, give it back to me. I could Google myself. Thank you. But I really enjoyed it very much, and with no exaggeration. It's got a great hook that just,
Right?
yeah, I mean, it gets you right away.
I know.
And you
I know.
can't stop moving, and then I was humming it for hours. What was
Thank you
the...
very much.
No, thank you for giving us your music. What was the inspiration driven behind that song?
Absolutely, yeah. So 12 a.m. is really, it's a simple song that just talks about missing the one you love and missing the one you want to spend time with. And but then again, 12 a.m. for me can be more than a time. It's an expression of joy and happiness, and that could be any moment. For someone it can be at 10 p.m. when they get off work and they just get home and they get to sit and watch TV or something. That's their joy.
Was there some concept, or tell me if I don't have it right behind this, that if you had 1 hour in a 24-hour period?
Yeah, that's
right?
what that's
okay.
That's what I say.
All right, so let us know.
That's kind of the concept, is that imagine you only got to see your loved one 1 hour every 24 hours.
Right.
How would you spend your minutes? Where would you go? And I love that concept because
Yes, it's a great
12
thought.
a.m. is a fresh start. It's a new day, filled with new possibilities, and that idea of possibilities and having no limit to do
That's
something.
a wonderful concept, and really makes people stop and think.
Absolutely.
If you had 1 hour out of a 24-hour period, to think of the one you love,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And I was going to say there's a song in there, but obviously there is.
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay. Now, I do want to point out, and again, I'd rather refer to notes. That's why they still make pen and paper for people from my generation. That you have an outstanding team. And I know you're managed by, I'll say, a music industry guru, Bryant Reed. And I say that with all wonderful credit. Who I know with his brother, L.A. Reid, had discovered and developed Usher, Tony Braxton, amongst many other people. And you're produced by Grammy Award-winning record producer Black Elvis Williams.
Yes.
Right? Okay. And he produced major hits of Beyonce, Fergie, Usher, Ludacris, and also many, many other people.
And now Matt LeGrand.
And you're Matt LeGrand. So now I'll have to add you into the many others when I have to interview someone else out of the Bryant Reed camp. Okay. We're looking at July 25th, 2018, coming up, and that's the Wednesday night that you're talking about.
Absolutely.
And what a wonderful opportunity. You're going to be debuting 12:00 a.m.?
12:00.
12:00 a.m.?
Yep.
I'll get it eventually. At a really a wonderful event. There's an extraordinary public relations firm in Manhattan called perked PR that specializes in indie musicians and recording artists.
Yes.
So you really couldn't be in better hands.
better.
And I know you're going to be performing the song there, and that's tomorrow night, Wednesday night.
That's Wednesday
Right,
night.
so we're all looking forward to that.
Oh, me too.
But what I want to know is, and I do want to say, yeah, and congratulations for landing that gig. That's an excellent notch in the guitar case.
Absolutely.
So what's coming up next for you?
So we are getting together an EP album, my first EP album.
Nice.
5 to 6 songs. We've been traveling. I just got back from Los Angeles a couple weeks ago. We worked with some great people out there, and we're just kind of getting an arsenal of songs that we can finally just blast out to the world. We're working on getting everything on streaming, and we're going to be shooting music videos for it. Nice. And for many of the songs.
And that was a question I was going to have to you about a music video.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
So we're also premiering the 12:00 a.m. music video tomorrow night at the Impact PR launch event.
Oh,
so,
the video. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been
double treats.
Beatrice and Impact have been amazing.
That's Beatrice Kimmel he's talking about, is the president of the Impact PR in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
For people who
Thank
don't
you
know.
So much. And and then touring. Touring is next. And perform.
You have any tours on the horizon? Or?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
And specific features.
EP release, is there any date, or you're just getting started?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So
We're putting together all the pieces right now.
Now, where can people find you? Your URL, Instagram,
Absolutely.
whatever.
Important.
Let them know.
Yeah, Instagram is @MattLeGrandOfficial. You can also go over to my website, which is mattlegrandmusic.com. Twitter is @Matt LeGrand, and all across the board, YouTube, SoundCloud, Matt LeGrand as well. So that's where you can, stay in tune with me, and the time is right now to get on the Matt LeGrand train. So,
great. Yeah. So one thing I do want to ask you before we go, tell me about the LeGrand Girls.
I had nothing to do with with the birth of that fan group, but they are.
He's blushing.
I am. They are everything. They are why I do
tell
this.
The people what they do.
And you guys literally, this is why I do this, and to be able to connect with you guys and to have a special moment between my fans and I.
That's a social media base, basically.
Absolutely.
You have that, from what I understand, are so devoted and dedicated.
Yeah.
And they're called the LeGrand Girls.
They're so incredibly special. And thank you
so
so
much. I want to be a LeGrand girl. But I am a fan, and I really do love the song. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your management and Bryant Reed for allowing us to take some time with you today.
Absolutely.
We're looking forward to seeing the video as well as watching you and hearing you perform at Impact's launch party.
Absolutely.
And you'll keep in touch, see what's going on.
And I also heard Impact is going to be charity, right, as well?
Yes, there is a charity that will be helping impoverished children. Yes. So, and thank you for then donating your time and talents as well towards benefiting impoverished children.
Absolutely.
Who need all the help that
My
they can
company
get.
and I are so happy to do that.
That from the bottom of my heart, I have to say to
Absolutely.
you, thank you. So I'm going to let you go.
Great, Joanne.
Thank you for your time, Matt LeGrand. This
Thank
is
you so
Joanne
much.
Jaybird Phillips coming to you from all the way out there in the Jaybird universe for the U.S. Press Association. And if I don't do this, I know I'm going to hear it, so I got to ditch the notes.